I'm Chris Biffle, also known as Coach B. Welcome to Genius Ladder 2.0, broadcasting October 9th, 2012, and we have got a stunning show for you tonight. First, we're going to talk about a little bit of housekeeping stuff. If you are not working on certification, think about it. To become a whole brain teaching certified instructor would be a lovely thing to have on your resume, and you'll be joining one of the most creative groups of educators in the nation. All the training is free. It's online 24/7, and you can advance from whole brain teaching novice all the way up to whole brain teaching board certified international presenter. How do you do it? Well, I'll show you exactly how you do it, my friends. There is a description online in the middle of our homepage, right there. Read about whole brain teaching certification. Basically, you learn about stuff, you make posts on the forum, eventually you make some videos, we read them, we assign you points, and you start moving up the ladder into greater and greater whole brain teaching competency. For tonight, you'll be writing about what are the strengths and weaknesses of whole brain teaching's Genius Ladder 2.0. I will put a note on the forum under the topic Certification Webcast Genius Ladder 2.0. All right. So first of all, what is, says Mr. Franklin, this is J.J. Jive in another incarnation. He says, what's Genius Ladder 1.0? And there's Buzzy B. Something to do with climbing? Let's just talk about Genius Ladder 1.0. Genius Ladder is a powerful technique for teaching kids to write complex topic sentences and tightly focused paragraphs. Two of the hardest things for our kids to do, kindergarten through college, is write complex topic sentences and tightly focused paragraphs. I taught writing for 40 years as part of my job in philosophy, and I was always stunned by how poorly my college kids wrote, and they were kind of one of the best cuts. Not just anyone walks into a critical thinking class. So, here is our friend Ms. Linenthal. She wants to know, fantastic free holies, how does the Genius Ladder work? Now, my friends, here's the plan. I'm going to show you very quickly Genius Ladder 1.0. There's a whole webcast on it, and I'll show you where that is before the end of the program. But Genius Ladder 1.0, all you need is a whiteboard, a blackboard. You can just put it right up there. 2.0, it's a bunch of slides. So if you've got a computer projector, you're in business for 2.0, or you can just print out some of the materials. So let's just look at the basic Genius Ladder 1.0 pattern. You put this on the board. Blah sentence, spicy sentence, extender sentence, genius paragraph. And notice you start at the blah sentence. So your kids are going to climb up the ladder. You tell your kids that this is a fun game that'll teach them how to write like 5th graders if they're in 4th grade, 1st graders if they're in kindergarten. So give them that 1 grade higher goal. And here's a blah sentence. Now, blah sentence follows this pattern: article, noun, verb. The girl runs, an apple shines, a giant laughs, the car speeds. The pattern of this blah sentence was suggested to us by Deb Weigel, brilliant whole brain teaching instructor, the director of Arizona Whole Brain Teachers. Now, the blah sentence, you pull out the noun, label it noun, and then the kids in pairs fill in orally as many nouns as they can. Let's just talk about it. You divide the class up into peanut butter and jelly, salt and pepper. If you have an extra kid, the kid can either be partnered with you or use their sockless hand puppets or teach their shoe. But we want lots of oral repetitions. Why oral? Because you can get more oral repetitions than you can in writing, and we need to increase mental linguistic fluency. All right, so first they drop in as many nouns as they can, then they drop in as many verbs as they can, so that they begin to understand what a noun is and what a verb is. And then you go to the next level. The next level is a spicy sentence. We use that to indicate an adjective. So you write an example, a fat giant laughs, and then you put in the adjective blank. And again, kids, as fast as possible, over and over again, fill in that adjective blank. Lots of repetitions. Talk to your kids about strong and weak adjectives. Adjectives modify or change a noun. So let's really get wacky with how amazingly we can modify or change that noun. So you go from blah, you go to spicy, and then you go to extender. All we mean by extender is add some words to the end of the sentence. A fat giant laughs at night. Now the kids are beginning to make longer sentences. Lots of reps, lots of reps, lots of reps. Now you're ready for writing. So you take one of the sentences, it becomes your topic sentence, and kids add adders. Now we call them adders in the old days. I think now we're going to call them detail adders because that is academic language. But we like the word adder there because it is much more descriptive of what that sentence does. It adds information. It's not just a detail, it's an adder detail that adds to the previous sentence. So now, JJ Jive wants to know, what's the whole thing look like when you're finished? And here it is. Now this is just a review of Genius Ladder 1.0. So the whole thing looks like this. A giant laughs, a fat giant laughs, a fat giant laughs at night, and then you get up to the Genius paragraph, and kids are writing 3-sentence paragraphs. Here's the deal. Remember this. When they're writing, they're not just writing one 3-sentence paragraph, they're writing as many as they can within a time limit. We do not believe in writing topics. You give them a topic, they write, they fold their hands, and they say, I'm done. No, we're doing 10-minute writing, we're writing for the whole 10 minutes, no need to race. You're not done until the bell goes off. Lots and lots of repetition. Now here's two of our friends from Wibitania. Students get hundreds of oral reps up to the Genius paragraph, but the paragraph itself is an in-class writing assignment. So they've grown their topic sentence. They've reviewed the incredible variety in English of nouns and verbs and adjectives and extenders, and they're getting that rich feeling for what a wonderful, wacky thing language can be. Now, there are variations. If you want to really work it, then drop out nouns and verbs, as I mentioned before, or let's do subject and predicate for your blah sentence. Now, my friends out there who are using the Genius Ladder, did you remember to use subject and predicate? The girl is big. The subject is big. The girl is predicate. Which teaches kids another kind of sentence pattern. A is B, and teaches them two more important words, subject and predicate. Predicate is that which is stated about the subject, but we know that. So here is the pattern for the subject predicate spicy. You throw in an adjective that modifies the subject. Here is another extender variation, prepositional phrases. So what I would do is write a bunch of prepositions on the board. In, on, above, below, beside, across, after, around, and have kids use those as part of their prepositional phrase extender. We define preposition as a squirrel word. Why? Because a preposition describes everything a squirrel can do in relationship to a log. It's over the log, it's under the log, goes around the log, it goes through the log, it sits beside the log. Prepositions, squirrel words. Anybody interested in defining a preposition as a squirrel word? Just notice that we have on board Leanne Nutini from our executive board. Leanne, you're going to be delighted with Genius Ladder 2.0. Caroline Alexis, welcome. Now, you can also use the extender. You're seeing the flexibility of 1.0. You're wondering, how could this get any better? You want to teach conjunctions? Put the conjunctions on the board and make them throw in a conjunction in the extender. You could do introductory phrases. Because a boy is chasing him, use that because clapper. Adverbial phrase, quickly rounding the corner. Whatever kind of complexity fries your eggs, use it in the extender. So here's Ms. Linenthal. By changing the blah sentence in the extender, you could teach lots of parts of speech in a huge variety of ways to construct complex sentences. You are indeed right, Ms. Linenthal. You adjust, listen my friends, glasses off, but not super glasses off, just calm glasses off. The glory of the Genius Ladder, besides all this linguistic work, is it allows you to fine-tune what you want your kids to focus on for their topic sentences. So you give them open-ended task, just give me more words in the extender, or a prepositional phrase, list prepositions, adverbial phrase, list adverbs, introductory phrase, show them how to construct those. And your kids will be doing what you wanted them to do, which is being able to generate on the fly topic sentences. A beautiful thing. Let's press forward. But what about if a paragraph has off-topic sentences? Isn't that important? The kids learn the Bungee jump off topic routine. This is one I forgot about when I went back through my notes. Does anybody out there remember the Bungee jump off topic routine? I'm going to take a drink, a California Clear, to see if anybody remembers this. It's a goodie and I forgot about it. Shame on me. We need to teach kids in a fun way what we mean by off topic. Carolyn Alexis, you are in the ballpark with that. Steam Teach, if you're using it, you're amazing because I forgot about it. Here's how it works. Have a kid read their paragraph out loud. Texas Teacher, you're right. Have a kid read the paragraph out loud, and then when the sentence gets off topic, you're going to leap your fingers off your arm. It looks like this. So the kid is reading the paragraph, and you're taking a step, and then they get to an off topic. Aye! And then bungee jump back up. Everybody else should be walking as you're walking. And you bungee jump to show that you got to get back on topic. In fact, what I would do, I'm loving this so much now, I'd start speaking a paragraph and see if my kids could bungee jump themselves. You know, teaching kids to write about a topic sentence is one of the toughest things. Vastly simplified with the Genius Ladder because they're getting so many reps and all we're talking about is a 3-sentence paragraph. My friends, if you can write a 3-sentence paragraph in which these 2 sentences are about this topic, you've got the idea. You're just this far from writing a college-level essay. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you understand what a paragraph is. It's not a unit of information. It's a unit of information about this first sentence. Now, I think some people teach your topic sentence can go anywhere. Not in my college classroom. Who wants to search through the paragraph and find the topic sentences in the middle? Put it at the start. Especially because we're heading towards Common Core. We're trying to write about informational text. Topic sentence adder, topic sentence adder. Oh, we can't wait for Common Core. But we will. Now, chain of reasoning. Very, very important. What about chain of reasoning with several pieces of evidence? Surprisingly enough, fairly complete chains of reasoning can be created using the Genius Ladder. This is more stuff that, frankly, I did not remember how wonderful it was. So let's look at a blah sentence. There are 2 reasons why I believe. There are 3 reasons why we should. Obviously, 3 reasons why we should would be a grade or 2 up from 2 reasons. Start there. Have them fill that in as many times as they can. Next level up. There are 2 reasons why I believe. There are 2 reasons why I believe. First, comma, blah, blah, blah. Second, comma, blah, blah, blah. Then, boom, look at this paragraph they're able to write. There's 2 reasons why I believe. First, and then adder about the first reason. Second, adder about the second reason. And you are really coming close to the classic 5-paragraph college essay. Oh, those are powerful sentence frames. I'm taking a drink to who I used to be. All right. Now, I notice my online audience is excited, and these are a lot of veterans online. They forgot about it. Now, the ultimate is there are 3 reasons why we should. So then you add, so just listen to me, my friends. Just put, there are 3 reasons why we should, and have kids just fill in that blank over and over and over and over and over again. Why we should eat chocolate cake for lunch. Why we should make soccer the national pastime. Why we should always have songbirds in our bedroom. Then, first reason, second reason, third reason is your middle step, and then expand those. I think 5th or 6th grade should be able to eat this up, and I think a talented teacher like Nancy Stoltenberg in 2nd grade, Southern teacher, Kate Bowski, I think Daisy D will be getting their kids to write these before Christmas. Let's go. Now, what about Genius Ladder 2.0? Yes, my friends. I don't know. I just don't know about you people out there. I'm just going to have to take a drink. I see the excitement about Genius Ladder 1.0. Maybe it's just enough for you. Anybody want to see something better? And remember the key word here. Not only is it effective, not only is it free, but the word we love to hear along with free and effective, it's mammoth. Yes. Talk to me now. Brian Hopkins, good to see you. I remember you from Facebook. Steam Teach, yes. Oh, I'm getting a lot of action here. Donaldson, yes. Little One Learning. Mammoth, got any gourds? All right, here it is. Here it is, my friends. Oh, wait a sec. I'm sorry. I forgot a key characteristic. Oh, what am I thinking? Free, effective, mammoth, and enormously reduces your workload. Oh! Do you like that? Yeah. Oh, yeah. People are liking that all over the place. Here we go. I feel the vibes coming through the text box now. Check it out. Let me get the screen lined up just perfect as I go to my separate program. Separate program, my friends. Genius Ladder 2.0. Check it out. Here it is. Over 500 slides. Genius Ladder, Whole Brain Teaching's hilarious sentence building game, written by Chris Rexted. Nouns, verbs, adjectives, prepositions, topic sentences, paragraphs, even appositives. Just slow down, my friends. What if we did all the writing for you? Huh? And you just got to pop some slides on the screen. And, my friends, oh, I forgot to mention this. What if every slide was illustrated by a cartoon graphic? Oh, I got to take a drink myself. Yes, for teens, absolutely. Graphics too. Here we go. Check it out. Here's how it looks. So, Genius Ladder, the hilarious sentence building game. Chris Rexted spent hours and hours doing this thing. And it comes with directions. So let's just look at the first slide. Get ready. Blah sentence. And now here's the directions. Article, noun, verb. A fireman burped. See the fireman there? Now the directions say divide your class into pairs of students. You can pair with the extra student or have her work by herself. Now, when we get into the program, the red directions won't be there. This is just to show you how each slide works. I'm sure you get it. And what we did was, and I know this is a crazy idea, we tried to write funny stuff. Why? Because we like to weave the golden thread of fun through everything we do. Oh, you've got collaborative learning. Oh, you've got direct instruction. Oh, you've got exploratory education. Think about those things. What you don't have is those things wrapped up with the golden thread of fun. We're teaching kids. Let's have some fun. Yes. All right, next slide. I should have taken off my glasses there because I get pretty excited about that. All right, so now you show the first slide in the sequence, the blah sentence. A fireman burped. Then you have the students read the slide with feeling. Emphasize they should have focused fun, not wacky fun. Still, these are directions. And then article, noun, verb, a fireman, verb, and the little cartoon picture goes up into the corner. Do you see that when you come racing to school, not really too prepared, trying to think stuff up on the fly, in your huge whole brain teaching back pocket, you've got hundreds of Genius Ladder slides on the hard drive. Boom! It teaches itself. Yes, my friends. Let's go to the next little direction slide. Now, you don't have to write this on the board. A noun burped. Student pairs take turns filling in the noun blank as many times as they can. And I'm emphasizing this, which I didn't say before. When a kid talks, he's making a gesture. When his partner listens, she's making a gesture. So they're back and forth, back and forth, back and forth with gestures. Let's get the motor cortex involved. Lots of reasons for that. One, the motor cortex is the most reliable learning area. Once you learn to ride a bike, you never forget. Two, it adds fun. We embroider the golden thread of fun with gestures, and just looking around the room, you can see who's on task. I used to have a fantasy back in the old days of being able to take off the top of a student's head and see what's going on in there. When they're making gestures, I can see that at least they're learning. All right. Now, let's look at the directions for the spicy. We give you an example. A sneaky fireman burped. And here's something new, my friends. Tell kids that you love adjectives that have 2 and 3 syllables. Because as you get into 3-syllable adjective, you're getting into more complex language, and you've taught a syllable lesson. Did I mention you've taught a syllable lesson in the middle of Genius Ladder, which means sounding words out? Can it get any better? Yes, it could get better. Just wait. All right. Check out the next little direction slide. So then you show them the example, you give them the blank. Show them example, give them the blank. Everybody with me. Blah sentence, spicy sentence. Now let's go extender. Now, show them the example. Now here, I want you to pay attention to me. At a certain point, you've got to think, which should I do first? Should I show them the example of the extender and then have them fill it in? I think at that point you don't show the extender example. You just show them, let's go back please. You just show them the spicy sentence and then you tell them a sneaky fireman burped extender so that they try it. Then you show them a sneaky fireman burped after eating a dozen donuts he'd stolen from the flaming bakery. Yeah, then you show them that one. Lots of repetitions, building extenders. And now, this is big. Notice this. Genius sentence highlights the noun as the target word. This is huge, my friends. Why do we highlight the target word? I will tell you. Because it's the key to writing topic sentences. Everything after this sentence is not going to be about Sneaky. It's not going to be about donuts. It's going to be about the fireman who ate the donuts he got from the flaming bakery. That's our target. That's how we teach kids to stay on target. We show them a target word. Now, there are other ways to write topic sentences. There are other ways to write adders, but this is a good beginning. Now your kids are ready to write. So they've done orally, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 minutes. Now it's time for 10-minute writing. Now they're going to add adders to that extender sentence. When they add a couple of adders, they're not done. Build a new extender sentence. They know how to build an extender sentence. More adders, 10 minutes, 10 minutes, 10 minutes. And then throw in some red and green marker proofreading. If you don't know what that is, take a look online. In the webcast, came up recently. Then you show them. This is an important point. So you show them this. Give students a time limit for writing, 10 minutes, for example. They keep writing as many genius paragraphs as possible in the time frame. Thus, you won't have students writing a few sentences quickly and saying, I'm done. Do not show the paragraph example on the next page until all students are finished writing. You don't want them imitating the example, but instead developing their own ideas. And then have them read some, and then show them this. A sneaky fireman burped after eating a dozen donuts he'd stolen from the flaming bakery. Adder. With a cunning look on his face, the fireman stared across the street at a fiery candy store. Fiery, misspelled on purpose just to see if you would catch that misspelling. At a fiery candy store. It is spelled right. What are they telling me? He rubbed his growling stomach while thinking about eating a pound of warm, melted licorice. Oh yeah, my friends. There's your genius paragraph. So that's the directions. Now, here is the beginner level. Biffy Bird says, how high and fast can you climb? And now, this is what it would actually look like. A fireman verb, a noun burped, a sneaky fireman burped, an adjective fireman burped, a sneaky fireman. There's your extender. Show it before or after. There's the extender. There is the genius sentence. There's the genius paragraph. And let's go to a cloud floats. Here we go. Cloud verb. Watch him go by now, my friend. Diaphanous cloud. Lazily over the Mojave Desert. Extender. A diaphanous cloud floats lazily over the Mojave Desert. Adder, adder. A diaphanous cloud floats lazily across the Mojave Desert. The cloud takes the shape of a snail wearing a football helmet. Then it looks like an eye staring down at the desert. It's all about cloud. What's next? Oh, the zombie laugh. Kids love zombies. The zombie verb. The noun laughed. The stinky zombie laugh. Can we let them say stinky? Why not? The adjective zombie laughed. The stinky zombie laughed while eating a taco. Extender. Throw the adders in. Here's my paragraph. The stinky zombie laughed while eating a taco. He was sitting in a dark, spooky room. Laughing out loud, he thought of something even more delicious. I wonder what that zombie was thinking about that's even more delicious than a taco. A ladybug. See, we got to have cutesy stuff. I'm just going to go through it. I want you to see the mammoth size of this. There's the hobo. Oh, this is a good one. The giant hobo ran through California, crushing convenience stores with every step. He was not mean, just clumsy. Looking for his favorite snack, he kept going all the way to Mexico. Yes, my friends, he did. Apple. Golden apple. Oh, it's such a pretty paragraph. A golden apple shone on the teacher's desk. The apple's shadow was pearly white. Its bright skin reflected shimmering light across the classroom. Yes, the queen. Oh, the queen. What's the queen doing? The crazy queen frowns in the middle of the supermarket. She's pushing a shopping basket full of tame monkeys. What else would she be pushing? Wondering what happened to her husband the king, she heads for the cereal aisle. You get it? Do you get it? Let's make them fun. Let's do all the work for you. Just show the thing on the screen. Now I'm just going to sizzle through these so you can see how many there are at the beginner level. Here we go. I'm just sizzling. There's ant. There's wolf. There's kangaroo. There's a little girl. There's a diamond. Frog. Egg. Teacher. Desert. Rookie. Turtle. Policeman. Cobra. Judge. Passenger. Radio. Flower. Nose. The big... You know what? You know what I did? Tell me it's cool. I sizzled through those while you're looking at me. Let me sizzle backwards. Here we go. I'm going to sizzle backwards. Hang on, my friends. Let me just give you. Probably way too fast for you. That's all right. I just want you to see, all this great stuff. Pages and pages and pages and pages and pages of beginners. Here's a tall policewoman. Let's go down. There's the baby, sweaty baby, glacier. So my friends, and there's some blanks for you. Intermediate. Intermediate level, same thing. But now you must use the word because someplace in the Genius paragraph. The girl shopped, the girl verb, the noun shopped, the sniveling girl shopped. The sniveling girl shopped with her father. Now we got to get a because in here. The sniveling girl shopped with her father. While they were shopping, she was putting items in the cart without him knowing it. He took many of them out because, that's the clapper, she was not keeping him happy. So, beginning level, write the paragraph. Intermediate level, let's add a because somewhere in there. And let's go back so you can sizzle through the beginning level. Here we go. Start sizzling again. And you can see all of these are accompanied by graphics, wordy frogs and ice cream and hoodlums and trumpet players and castles and on and a ballerina. Eventually we will get to the advanced level, because, and an appositive. What's an appositive? I didn't know until 2 months ago, until Chris Rexted told me. A positive adds information to a noun, and it's set off by a comma phrase, which is a very simple way to add extra complexity the kids do not do naturally. John, comma, a fan of the New York Yankees, comma, wept when they lost the series to Baltimore. That's my prediction. So, a New York Yankees fan, that's the appositive. All you got to do to write a positive is find the noun, figure out a little phrase that adds information to it. I don't think there's too many kids in the United States underneath college who are writing appositives. Let's look at a positive. The Canadian panda, let me show you on the screen. The Canadian panda snoozes on an ice floe beside the Arctic Sea. She makes loud, funny, snoring noises. No one bothers her, comma, though she is sleeping, comma, because she's a very large bear. Now, you know what? There's no such thing as a Canadian panda, my friends, but that's all right. So here's the president, the picture of a president. Here is our sentence with the positives and becauses. The rotund president laughed loudly while riding a merry-go-round behind the White House. Happy children, comma, from all over the world, that gives us information about children, smiled while they watched him. He leaped off the merry-go-round because he was late for a meeting with the security consul. My friends, there it is. How many slides do we have? I'm sorry, I said over 500. That is not true. That is not true. We don't have over 500 slides. We got 647 slides, my friends. Yes, we do. Now, give me some questions. Now you know about Genius Ladder 2.0. I'm going to take a drink. Now, eventually we're going to post this online. Eventually. And at that point it'll be completely free, but you might want it early. You know what I'm saying? So here's what we could do. We could, let's just go to our usual deal here. Gosh, says Ms. Linenthal. Let's get her in the screen. Gosh, the Genius Ladder 2.0 sounds great, but how could I get professional development credit for this broadcast and a copy of these slides? And I want the PDF of Genius Ladder 2.0 right away. All right. My friends, it's 600 slides. So we're going to change the financial arrangement slightly. Here's the deal. If you'll go to PayPal and donate $3 extra, that will be $8.41. This program is $8.41. I'll send you a copy of the slides and the PDF of Genius Ladder 2.0. Eventually we'll get it online. We will have a PowerPoint version. We'll have a Keynote version. But for now, the best we can do is get the PDF out into your hands. And for $3 extra, you bought a year's worth of valuable activities. Now, my friends, what's coming up? Now, I don't very often, but let's just talk about finances. Reason I had to go to 841 here is running our free website is now costing me, on a retired teacher's salary, over $1,000 a month. Costs us $350 for a company to maintain our email list. These webcasts cost about $350, and we are renting a server so that our site doesn't crash, and that's another $350. The more successful you get at free, the more expensive it is. We are not going to use advertisements on a website. YouTube wants us to put up advertisements, so eventually we've got to find another way of making a few extra bucks. That's why we ask you for $3 extra here on the Genius Ladder. Crazy expensive to help people, but we love it. Now next week, I'm so excited. The big picture. Forget the trees, here's the WBT forest. Classroom management, reading, math, critical thinking, writing, state standards. What's with this state standard stuff? Videos, webcasts, certifications, all about the whole WBT kashmeel. What do I mean? Next week is a survey of everything. We've been talking about the pieces of the puzzle, but what's the whole puzzle? Next week, we survey it all. Don't miss it. A little bit about a lot of stuff. And we're going to be sizzling next week. We got 40 ebooks. Did you ever count them up? Yeah. We've got 37 videos. We've got over 40 webcasts. We've got techniques up the kazoo. Let's just give the big picture here. And then, 2 weeks from tonight, a completely new show. I'm intrigued to know what you're going to think about the new show. New kind of show. Don't panic. We're still doing webcasts. But here it is. WBT Lesson Bundle. The sentence. Everything you need to teach kids the fundamental unit of all writing, speaking, and thinking. So what I'm going to do next week is bring everything together on one lesson on the sentence and give you everything you need to teach the sentence whole brain magnificently. And the week after that, we'll do the lesson bundle on noun, the lesson bundle on verb. So now we're going to do pre-constructed PDF lesson plans with everything you need to just jump in there and boom, do it. Can you dig it? I'm going to take a drink to see if you guys dig the idea of lesson bundles. The broadcast tonight is 8:41. People are digging it already. Yes, my friends. Oh, that's great. Thank you, Aleutian Fox. Elementary Matters, so good. Now, if you want more info, go to wholebrainteaching.com. And if you want a conference in your backyard or your school district, send me an email, chrisbiffle@wholebrainteaching.com. So let's go to the website now, my friends. And here we are. And the PayPal button, $8.41, goes right here. And I think you can even pay on PayPal with a credit card or debit card. So my friends, any questions about Genius Ladder 2.0, about whole brain teaching, about where this whole thing is going? Love these Tuesday night broadcasts. I was really excited for tonight. Now, if you're interested in certification, you send an email to Nancy Stoltenberg, and her email address is in the certification PDF. All the directions that you need for certification are right here. We don't have a spot picked for a summer conference in Missouri. We're open to someone. Yes, thank you so much, Scrap Bunny. I'm going to go back and change that, Fiery. All right, my friends, we do appreciate your ongoing prayers for a family problem. It appears to be improving, but it's one of those things that sunshine one day and midnight the next, but we've had more sunshine than midnight lately. We do thank you for your prayers very, very much. And let's let all of the places where we're from just roll down the screen. Where are you from? Tell me about it. Oh, all over the country. Keep it coming. New Jersey, Illinois, San Diego, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, Louisiana, Washington, New Hampshire. All right, my friends, until next week. And let's have a pep rally this Saturday. Pay attention. Daisy D, what time is the pep rally going to be? People can... There's somebody from Thailand. Oh, my goodness. What time is the pep rally? You'll find it at wholebrainteaching.com. And just stay online, and Daisy D and Southern Teacher will post a Saturday time for the pep rally. Let's just do the same times. 5 p.m. Western, 6 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, Saturday pep rally. If I'm around, I'll tune in. All right, my friends, let's chat again on Saturday night. Let's do a big picture of whole brain teaching next Tuesday night, and then let's start helping you design magnificent lessons in 2 weeks. Power to the teachers. God bless us all. Coach B signing off. See you soon.